And a very good evening to all you watching live here on the Elite Racing Network for round number one of the Racing America Super Late Model Series, taking place tonight at one of the biggest short tracks of them all, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, as we get set for the Nashville Nationals. I'm Connor Sullivan, going to be joined later on by Robert Hill as we get ready for this race. Tonight's going to be um, combination of two heats, which will be 15 laps apiece. That'll set the field, and then green for 100 laps. We'll also have stage breaks at laps 25 and 50, and teams will be allowed up to 3 sets of tires as we get ready to go here for this 6 race super late model series. As we've got, I believe, 19 drivers. No, actually, yes, 19 drivers checked in tonight as we're going to go around this historic oval, just over a half mile in length here. As taking a look at some of the field here today, is we're going to have Tyler Fody in the field. Of course, he's one of the champion drivers throughout the Elite Racing League, guy in multiple wins in different cars here, and going to have guys like Vincent Isabella. But we're also going to have a couple of couple of the Racing America crew in here, guys like Patrick Hahey, Mark Keeler, and Zach Evans, guys that I'm used to working with on a regular basis. And tell you what, Robert, this is a very exciting little mini series that we got going on throughout the dog days of summer. Yep, and yep, and here's the lineup that we got here. Tyler Fody going to lead the field to green. Some of these times are based on the practice speeds. One of my fellow Connecticut natives, Aaron Plemons, going to be in row number 2. He races street stocks throughout the state here. And another one of our Racing America Kellys, Ryan Gable, going to be on the inside of row 2, and he'll have Vincent Isabella flanking him. He'll have Bryson Brinkley, Josh Kosek in row number 3, Jay Kaner, Noah Allison in row 4, Latham Joyner, Kendon Jones will be in the 5th row. Jones, I guess you could be quote unquote long hauler for this one. And then you'll have Jared Campbell and Jesse Rashmus rounding out the field here in heat number 1. Actually, a lot of cars in this one. We might be going to the feature actually here. Maybe we can double check on that as the fields will come around. No, we're staged here for 15 laps or so, but in case we're getting ready to go, of course, super late models. Only see it a couple of times at the fairgrounds throughout the year. Of course, you got the North-South Challenge as well as the All-American 400. Going to be some sprint racing tonight. Green flag is in the air as it will be 41 to lead them down to turn 1. So we've already got action off turn number 2. A big wreck down the back straightaway as Tyler Fody will lead them back to the yellow flag. We've got a couple of cars around. It's Noah Allison, the 24. There are actually 2 24s in the field tonight, although a little bit different on the scoring. is it looks like I think we're going to have all the cars that are competing tonight in this one heat race. So 15 laps will set the fields and then go straight to the feature event. As I believe we're also counting yellow flag laps under caution here, as there will be uh, no action taken under that call there after what happens. So take a look here. Still Tyler Fody and Aaron Clements on the front row. There's Ryan Gable in Steve Park throwback. Really liking that in the number 1, although he's being scored as the 21. So a couple of guys kind of mixing things up for us a little bit here tonight. Yep, so again, the laps under the yellow flag counting here for this 15-lap heat race. The 11 to go now that we're back to green. Easy getaway for Fody, as Clemens going to have his hands full. Actually, it'll be Ryan Gable who's going to have his hands full. Layton Joyner in the number 3 to his outside. As they come back to the line. Ooh, a bit of a twitch there from Joyner. Is now Fody feeling a little bit of pressure from Clemens. So having a little difficulty getting this one going. So maybe all for the best that we're having everybody in this first heat race. Going to get things sorted out here. Is actually lap count's gone to 13 to go. Maybe we aren't counting the yellow flag laps under this one. We have to check with race control on that one. Yeah, just everyone at the front of the field just minding their own business. As we've actually got a call, as it's the number 2. So it was Josh Kosick. As I think we're just a little bit after the wreck had happened here. So Kosick is going to go to the back of the field. And all right. Looks like it was a pretty significant one here. Kosick going into turn 1. Now this is back. He was back in 5th position too. A little twitchy tail out of turn 2. Goes into 3. Oh, he just lost it. Wow. And he rolled it over on the wall. So not so much a penalty as just him being the only car involved in that one. So we'll see if we can get a reset on the scoring, but a bit of a tough start to this one. As it's still Fody, Aaron Clemens on the front row. Ryan Gable and 3 of Latham Joyner there in row 2. Green's back in the air. Another good getaway for Fody, as Gable going to the inside of Clemens. Clemens playing momentum there on the outside as we are side by side from 4th on back. 37, I believe that is. As now the top 3 begin to tighten up again. So Fody's got him marked on the initial restarts. But looks like Clemens and Ryan Gable have it together, as here comes Clemens the inside again. Clemens, he's this racer in the real world. It's got plenty of wins at the New London Waterford Speed Bowl. It's regularly at the Thompson Speedway as well. To the inside, although he's opening up the door to Gable on the outside. Big wiggle, though, from Gable. He's able to keep that Pennzoil number 1 in one piece. Lemons really hanging in there on the insides, but Bodie refusing to give up on the outside as they'll come back to 7 to go this time. Clemens, will he be able to clear? Yes, he will. Bodie thinking about the crossover move, but going to have the momentum. Clemens really making it roll there on the outsides as, again, he's competes regularly at the Waterford Speed Bowl, which is a short 3/8 mile, but Thompson's similar in length to Nashville, although dominant line here at Nashville is down the inside, whereas Thompson's up on the outsides there, but doing a good job of wheeling that number 67 there and trying to go for the pole position. As Bodie, meanwhile, falling back into the clutches of Ryan Gable. Whoa! Campbell hit the wall pretty hard. Almost ended up rolling his car over, and he was running well. He's running in 4th, and he's going to fall back to the top out of the top 5 as we now have 4 laps to go. Indeed, he does. And they're just these two competing right now for a spot on the front row as the sun continues to go down and the lights taking effect here. Really a beautiful job that iRacing did since debuting Nashville here on the service about a year and a half ago or so. One of the benefits that came out of the pandemic is white flag is out for Aaron Clemens. It's clear track in front of him. A second back to 2nd and 3rd. Wheel it off corner number 4. Flash bulbs coming on as Aaron Clemens takes the win in the heat qualifying race for tonight's Nashville Nationals feature race. Yep. So, starting lineup will be heads up as they finished in the feature. So it will be the 67 Aaron Clemens who will lead them to the green. It'll be Tyler Fody alongside, and row number 2 will be Ryan Gavel and Bryson Brinkley to his outside. And Jones and the long hauler coming from the other side of the globe for this one. That'll be Lathan Joyner, who was up in the 4th position, but had a big moment off turn 2, but he's able to hang on there for the 6th starting spot. Gerald Campbell going to be up in 7th position. And then another one of the real world racers here, Jeff Green, there in row number 8. Of course, he grew up just up the road from the real Nashville Fairgrouds Speedway from Kentucky. Then we got a pair of the Racing America staff, Dak Evans, Mark Keeler, round out the top 10. We go back here. Vincent Isabella, line up in the 11th position. Patrick Hahey to his inside. They're another one of the Racing America crew. One of the guys that I work with on a regular basis throughout the season. Jesse Rasmus, Michael Goodman in the 7th row. Brendan Ultra, Noah Allison in row 8. Josh Smith, Josh Kosick will be in row 9, and then Jake Hayner rounding out our 19-car field of super late models getting ready for 75 laps. I think we had a little bit of mismatch info earlier, as this will be a 75 lap feature. It's actually going through the actual procedures. No tire changes permitted in this one. Well, so these guys are going to have to take very good care of their tires. It's only 75 laps, but Nashville, though, whether it's the real world or right here in iRacing, it's a tough track on tires as the green flag is out. Lemon's a great getaway, as actually the first time he started up in the first position tonight, as Fody's able to lock down the second position. Now is on for the third spot. Uh-oh. Boy, what in the world happened? Gonna have to definitely take a look at replays. We got a car around on the back straightaway. That's Patrick Hahey in the Racing America '07. Heavy damage to the front of that Dodge Charger. As 67. Oh, 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 I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get the story on that during the rest of the week there. But disaster for Aaron Clemens. Not sure what in the world happened with him. So he's the cause of the yellow here. Let's see if he had any help.
Robert,
And
we're not hearing your wonderful voice on the live feed.
oh, he had a little help from Josh Kosick. And just no runoff room here at Nashville. And he goes and noses down into the inside wall. So that will be the first yellow of the day. So we completed 5 laps. These caution laps also not counting. So, well, since we're under this early yellow, we'll take a quick moment here to give a shout out to some of the sponsors that we got here. Got TA Services. For over 36 years, TA Services has been a trusted domestic and international full service third-party logistics provider, offering freight brokerage, managed transportation, warehousing, and fulfillment, and cross-border logistics services to shippers around the globe. TA Services moves what matters to you. The TA Services team make ship happen for you. So we get the one to go here. Also, thanks to Blue Egg Marketing. Blue Egg Marketing Department for your small business. And by Powerhouse Recycling. Powerhouse strives to offer the highest level of customer service in the industry for each load, processed time and time again. And of course, Racing America stepping up to be the full presenting sponsor for this race. Of course, got a full lineup of racing coming this weekend, including the Masters of the Pros from, guess it, Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. They'll be in action along with the SRX Series this weekend, as we are under on the green flag. Of course, Aaron Clemens being sent to the rear of the field for a lane violation. So, big break for Tyler Fody, who takes over the lead here. But he's already feeling the pressure from Ryan Gable and that Steve Hart throwback ski. And another yellow flag is going to fly here, just 8 laps complete.
Yeah, this one looks like it was Brandon Ultra, as I do apologize. I had a bit of an audio issue, apparently. Brandon Ultra in that 19 machine. Let's load up the Whiskey Cast replay here. Check out what happened to him. Got some definite nose damage there. Hopefully he can continue on, but let's check out what happened.
Is Ultra also another real world racer in action tonight? Yeah, he's running all by himself. It's a little tail happy, and he gets loose, and then he gets tagged from behind. Actually gets tagged by a couple of cars out there.
Yeah, it looks like the main contact there happened with Michael Goodman, but to me this looked like another case of a twitchy steering wheel, like we saw earlier with another driver when we had a yellow in the heat race. I don't know if the car setup is just feeling a little loose to these guys or what, but definitely unfortunate for Brandon Ultra there, the 19th machine. But hopefully he can continue on and still have 65 laps to go. Can definitely work his way up if that car will still let him.
Setups for all these super late models, as per usual here in the Elite Racing League. Of course, the Racing America Super Late Model Series, which will be going throughout the next couple of weeks here. It's going to be 6 races in it's a 7-week period or 8-week period here. As get the one to go here. Of course, Nashville, very fast track, but tell you what, from seeing the racing in person, actually walking this track too, the transitions off the corners, it's very steep, so you really have to be able to maintain control with all that speed. And these guys, though, in the Super Late Models, not as much weight as you would see in the NASCAR stock cars out here. As we're going to get ready to go for another one, as Bodie, another great jump on the restart, as Ryan Gable going to have a couple of problems here as he's got some company down the inside. Bryson Brinkley going to have the edge into 3, but what, Gable doing a good job rolling the outside. Oh, not this time, though, as he has to get out of the throttle, and now he's under fire for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Ryan Gable doing a he thought he had a great restart there, and it did look pretty good, but Bryson Brinkley made quick work of him, and he's charging down towards Tyler Fode. Tyler Fode really hoping it's not a repeat of the heat where he passed it over to Aaron Plemons. But let's see what happens here with about 60 laps to go in this one.
So Joyner up to 3rd, as it's going to become a 3-car battle now for the lead, as Fode, with both Brinkley and Joyner hot on his heels. Although you see Ryan Gable back there in the 4th position, not letting these guys out of his sights. He's been able to get things back under control.
It's definitely pretty close here throughout this top 10. Obviously, you have the 4-car breakaway at the front, but not too far behind them is Gerald Campbell in the 31 and Brandon Jones in the 73. They're also having a pretty nice battle here for the 5th position, and Jesse Rasmussen.
So a lot of scrapping. By the way, Aaron Clemens back up to the 10th position, so you get some cautions here. You never know, he might be able to get back into this one, although you have to put some mileage on the tires, a little extra mileage, I guess you could say. How the regression's going to have to be while back up in the front of the field. It's a 4-car breakaway, as now you got Brinkley's in the nose underneath the left rear of Tyler Fode as they come back to complete lap number 19.
You guys are definitely putting on a show here at the Nashville Fairgrouds Speedway. I've never had the privilege of being here in person, but you definitely have. And how would you say a battle like this compares to some of the legendary battles you've seen?
Well, it's just about the same. Nashville is a track where you're just always on the knife's edge. It seems like you carry so much speed through these corners, and it's very much a 2-groove racetrack, as we've been able to see here so far. But you get up from above that 2nd lane, you're gonna have a bad time. We got a wreck behind. Looked like it was Brinkley who popped a wheel there. I'm sorry, it was Joyner who popped a wheel there, and it's allowed Ryan Gable to get back around, but the battle is already back on there. These walls at Nashville, they're pretty low, and yeah, you can definitely get up on your side if you're not careful. You see Joyner going back around for 3rd. Meanwhile, Ball's still back on for the lead. As Joyner reassumes the 3rd position, we've got a little bit of bumper tag going on between Tyler Fody and Brinkley.
What a battle, and I never thought I'd see a car get up on its side and continue to be in a podium position. That's something new for me. Obviously, I've seen it at a dirt track, but definitely not at a short track.
Bryson Brinkley continuing now to match Fody line for line as Fody not afraid to move around, but the battle's going to be on hold as we have another yellow flag. So we got a car looks like stopped on the inside of turn 2. That is the number 24 of Noah Allison who's brought out the yellow flag. Really liking that space. It's very similar to the wrap that William Byron's run this year for some of the super late model races that he's participated in.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice paint scheme on the 24 for Noah Allison, and car doesn't look like he has too much damage, so maybe a easy spin there. But let's load up the Whiskey Cast replay, take a look at what happened, and what's going on.
Of course, Byron running for the Donnie Wilson Racing team this year. He's had a couple of wins. Actually, had the pleasure of seeing him win a couple of times. As well, he just got out of shape. So, and we're seeing now a technical issue, the 24. So something broke on that Ford Mustang body. It's number 24 as he comes to a stop.
Yeah, so he is actually stopped on track once again. Might be dealing with maybe a wheel issue or monitor lockup or something like that, but he's sitting on track right now. Don't think Chad Frankenfield, the administrator tonight, will allow that to go on for too long. It may send him pit side to fix his issues as the field rolls on by once again.
Well, since we got a little bit of stoppage, of course, Powerhouse Recycling, Blue Egg, and TA Services are presenting sponsors tonight. And of course, Racing America stepping up to be the title sponsor for the 6-race Elite Racing League Super Late Model Series. Take a look at what's coming up this weekend on Racing America, as we're going to have action Friday nights from the Killcare Speedway in Ohio. Going to be the next race round of the Ohio 300 Series, which will feature late model racing out there. And we're actually going to have a triple header coming up from the Oxford Plains Speedway this weekend, as they'll have local action from the Oxford Acceleration Series on Friday nights. Then Saturday, we're actually going to have a double bill of racing from the state of Maine, as we'll have the Oxford Championship Series featuring Saturday night super late models on the Oxford Plains Speedway. And we'll also have the Modified Racing Series from Wiscasset Speedway. That'll be coming up tonight. And then down in the Carolinas, we're going to have super trucks from Goodyear All-American Speedway out there on the coastal section of North Carolina. And we're also going to have Wars Compact Touring Series from Angola Motor Speedway there in the Midwest. And then the two big ones that we got mentioned already, the Masters of the Pros in action at the Nashville Fairgrounds alongside the SRX Series. Also going to have the Southern Super Series from New Smyrna Speedway in New Smyrna, Florida. Of course, a great winter destination for racing, but we're doing a little midsummer showdown. And then Sunday, going to have the Pro All-Star Series in the American Canadian Tour doubleheader from Oxford Plains, and the prelude to the Nationals, Slinger Speedway, playing super late model racing up there. But we've got super late model racing here in the Elite Racing League as we're back under green here. 30 laps complete as we got a car up in the wall, as I believe that was Brinkley who got into the wall. Yes, it was. He's going to fall back into the clutches of the rest of the field, as there is a battle on for second between Gavel and Joyner.
What a restart there. Tyler Fody did not get the best restart. It looked like Brinkley was going to get the advantage there, but just another bit of looseness off a corner and caused a bit of melee, as Fody now has himself a nice little gap here, and he's loving every moment of that, that's for sure.
So once again, you have another driver hitting the wall, doing a bit of a wheel stand, and being able to keep the wheel straight. Meanwhile, Josh Kosick, who had trouble in his heat race, he's taking advantage of all this chaos. He's up into the top 5 and battling for 4th.
Yeah, Josh Kosick's done a nice job. He's had a really quiet night. Obviously, he mentioned his issues there with the race, and he's learned from his mistakes, and he's learned from what he saw in the heat race. Being a nice move here up to the 4th position around Ryan Gavel, and he's got his eyes set on the front.
So Kosick now putting his attention onto one of the 224s in the field. There's Bryson Brinkley up in front of him. As we've got a battle on for the lead. Brinkley into the back of Fody. Fody is actually in the 2nd position as the yellow flag is out. I don't know. Did they call it because Fody they thought was going to go around? Or was it something else?
Yeah, so I believe the yellow would have been from Tyler Fody there. I'm not seeing anything else that that would have brought that out. I don't know if he maybe registered as a bit too sideways for the sim, but definitely a little bit of a crazy moment there for Tyler Fody. Let's rewind and see what happened there.
Oh, well, an excellent save by Tyler Fody. I'm very surprised there, but that was a solid hit from Brinkley. Yeah, dirt tracks a little bit, but is able to get control. Never touches the wall. Very surprising that yellow came out from that. As they're going to...
The 67 of Aaron Plemons was at fault there.
Yeah. Gonna have to look into this there because I don't know, there might have been something that happened behind. Because again, it was a good save.
Look at the Whiskey Cast showing a wreck by Kynan. That would have been...
No, this was...
That was a separate incident from the 67. That definitely was a wreck. Might have taken place under yellow.
So, all kinds of mayhem going on here. As, those two will actually be going to the end of the line for their shenanigans under the yellow flag. Is Clemens, though, he's still in his place in line. So, hey, brand new. We're dusting off the Super Late Models for the first time in a long time here in the Elite Racing League. So, bound to be some, I guess you could say, regrowing pains going on here. Says, take a look at the order. As after that save, it will be Bryson Brinkley, your leader. Then it'll be Josh Kosick up in position number 2. Tyler Fody, after that great save, he'll line up in the 3rd position. He'll have Ryan Gable out to his outside. Well, he's been kind of battling that number 1 car a little bit. Gerald Campbell, that bright red number 31 there in the 5th position. And Aaron Plemons, after the early penalty, he's all the way back up to the 6th position as we have just crossed the halfway point. So he's still got plenty of time for this one, as we saw Kenan Jones. Jeff Green hanging up there in the 8th position. Quiet race for the former NASCAR Busch Series champion. Vincent Isabella in 9th, and Jay Kaner rounding out the top 10. As I believe we're getting ready to go back to green here, Robert.
Absolutely. We are about to go green here with 35 laps to go in this one. It's been quite the race so far here at the Nashville Fairgrouds way, and Tyler Fody back up there in P3 after that little slide there. Hopefully, he's hoping he can get himself back up there and have something to say to Bryson Brinkley and Josh Kosick. Are about to go green.
Sullivan, Robert Hill here on the call for you as we're back to green here in round number 1 of the Racing America Super Late Model Series here in the Elite Racing League. Great on restart by Bryson Brinkley. Josh Kosick up now into position number 2 as the bell is now on for the 3rd position as Tyler Fody dealing with Ryan Gable to his outside. Oh, Clemens might have caught the wall there as he makes a bit of a save himself. That allows Campbell to maintain the 5th position. Well, not for long. Clemens, he is wheeling that number 67 on the outside. It's of what he does throughout the summer at Thompson Speedway, so we got a spin in the back. And the yellow flag is out again. As, penalty coming for, I
That's
believe
the
it's gonna be
42
for
of Brinkley.
Oh my goodness. So 2 race leaders have been nailed with lane violations. Although Clemens, that was at the start of the race. Brinkley, this is past halfway. This is a disaster for Bryson Brinkley as he makes a very big mistake. It's going to put him all the way to the back. Probably going to eliminate him from contention, at least for race win here in the Nashville Nationals.
And we saw Clemens get an EOL earlier for a lane change, which definitely impacted him, falling all the way to the rear of the field. He's worked his way up to P4, but his incident was really early on. This is definitely going to be tough to get back to the front here for Brinkley, but let's take a look at what brought out the yellow. See why we're under these conditions.
Yep, so we got 30 laps to go now. Yeah, this took a little bit. Oh, there we go. That's the contact as it sent Jeff Green spinning around in front of the field. So tough break there for, again, probably one of the more accomplished real world drivers that we got in the field.
It looks like Jay Kaner just got on the throttle a little bit too quick there, sent Jeff around, and fortunately, once again, Michael Goodman getting caught up in someone else's mess back there in Michael Goodman there in P11. But unfortunate for all parties involved. Obviously not too much damage for Jeff Green. He'll continue, but he's all the way back at the tail of the field.
And of course, this is not a one-off appearance by Jeff Green by any means. Of course, he's one of the regular faces that we have here in the Elite Racing League, usually in the Grand National Series. Not surprising considering, of course, he is former Grand National Champion in real life. Of course, again, winning the 2000 NASCAR Busch Series title.
Yeah, Jeff Green is one of the regulars here, like you mentioned, Connor. He's always tough to race against, showing his real-world experience against some of us virtual racers, but we always appreciate the opportunity to race against him, Dale Jr., Tony Kanaan, anyone else from the world that dips their toe into racing here. Definitely a privilege for all of us. Gives us an opportunity to learn and put on a show for everyone.
Yep, as the lights are off on the pace car again, so that's going to put Josh Kosick in the lead. He's going to select the outside line. Ryan Gable to his inside, and ironically, that penalty now has promoted Aaron Clemens up to position number 4 for the restart. As we're back under green, as Kosick, he's going to keep it right against the wall. He doesn't want to incur a lane violation himself. And it's a clean getaway as Clemens now going after Gable for the number 2 spot.
Battle heating up there between Clemens and Gavel. This is exactly what Kosick wants to see. Obviously, he's not expecting the yellows to be done in this thing, as actually looks like we might be getting another caution in the back. But we remain under green.
So still green here. So we're going to allow them to continue to race it out as they cross the line now. 25 laps to go. Oh, check that, 26 to go. Already, I guess it already updated. Actually used to the lag that we get in the real world here as we'll come back around. Now we're going to have 25 laps to go, 2/3 of the way through the 75-lap Nashville Nationals, the opening round of the Racing America Super Late Model Series here in the Elite Racing League.
Taking a look at this camera view here, it does look like the leaders will be coming up on the 70 of Jesse Rasmus within the next few laps. That could throw a little bit of a curveball here as the drivers are battling hard, trying to get that top position, trying to do everything they can, not knowing when the last caution flag will come out. have come out already. Drivers are definitely living on edge at this point, trying to do whatever they can to get that podium finish in the first race of this.
So everybody's kind of calmed down for a little moment. So as we see, actually, Clemens moving in just a little bit there. Kosick under fire a little bit here, of course. Again, only a 19-car field, but we've seen some amazing racing, and yeah, this goes to show you don't need the biggest field in the world to have a great race. Let's test that. Had a great race this past Saturday up in New Hampshire as Clemens giving Josh Kosick the business right now for the race lead, as they will come back now with 20 to go when they hit the line. Kosick again dips the nose underneath. Really good on corner exit, but Kosick has that momentum on the outside line as Clemens now matching his line. There, Kosick just kind of trying to take it away. Now he gets a good run down the back straightaway, inside dive, and Clemens is going to shut the door for a possible crossover move. Absolute power move by Aaron Clemens.
Aaron Clemens really showing what determination and just really sticking it out does. He fell back to the rear of the field early on with that lane change, worked his way up through the field, top 10, top 5. Now he's back on the point with 18 laps to go, and he's hoping he doesn't have an opportunity to look back and he can just cruise. But they're still coming up on the lap car here, Jesse Rasmus, in the next few laps, and obviously this track isn't too big, so they're hoping he gives them lots of room so they can just make a quick pass and get on their way.
Yeah, Clemens, again, racer here in my neck of the woods in the state of Connecticut. That 67 scraped up a little bit, but then again, I've seen his street stocks take up a couple of battle wounds here throughout the time. But I'll tell you what, though, Kosick, he's not done with him. As he gets back to his back bumper, these two begin to break away a little bit from Ryan Gavel.
Josh Kosick's doing a really nice job running down Aaron Clemens. He's been towards the front, obviously, the last half of this race. Didn't have a great heat race, but learned from that, and he's making a run. He's going to try to get back around Aaron. I think for now he's going to try to run in his line a little bit, just kind of make him think that he's got it done and make a late charge.
Yep, Clemens, he might be a racer here in southern New England, but he's actually done a little bit of traveling. He actually went down to Dillon Motor Speedway in South Carolina this past January for the Street Stock Nationals as part of their New Year's Bash celebration. They actually managed to make the feature in that one, and a very big accomplishment for him and his family team. His dad still races a lot out there too, so very much a racing family that he comes from here, and become a big contender throughout the state of Connecticut, whether it's down on the Connecticut Shore at the New London Waterford Speedway or up at the Speedway Motorsports Park. Is get the flyover view here. Tell you what, Kosick, he is not giving up here. Again, I think you got to figure that Clemens has used his tires just a little bit more than Kosick, although Kosick, he had to come up through the field himself early on as we go on board.
Josh Kosick doing a really nice job here. He's just watching what Aaron Clemens is doing, trying to match his line a little bit, trying to find any mistake that Aaron makes, any door he opens up, and Aaron's really done a nice job of trying to hold the two lines, block off any real opportunity that Josh has to get by him. But these next 10 laps are going to be quite interesting to see who can do what, who can finish where, and who's standing on that podium.
From Clemens, but he's able to shut the door on Kosick there on the inside as you see Tyler Fody moving in on Ryan Gavel for the number 3 position. We'll come back to the line, 8 to go. Another move from Kosick. It's basically move, counter move right now between Aaron Clemens and Josh Kosick. Kosick a little high. He's going to lose about a car length to Aaron Clemens here as we come back now. 7 laps to go at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
like you mentioned, they're playing a bit of a chess game here, move for move, line for line, just trying to match each other, see who can break the wall down and have that top spot. What a battle, what a race we've had so far as we're coming to 6 laps to go here at Nashville.
See a battle behind Tyler Fode to the inside of Ryan Gavel. He's able to retake the 3rd position as he washes up a little bit. Gavel works back to the inside, but Fode is able to collect himself and put about half a car length, though. Looks like we're going to have 2 battles here as they come across the line for 5 to go.
Battle continues to heat up at the front here. Aaron Clemens, Josh Kozik, these guys are not giving up. Coming to 4 to go here at Nashville. There's plenty of time left for these guys, but it's going to feel like absolutely no time at all.
Looks like almost hit the wall coming off turn 4 that last time. It's able to regather itself. You can tell Clemens is struggling a little bit of the tires, but he is doing a great job of being able to control the racing line out there. Comes down now, 3 to go. Clemens able to maintain about a car length and a half. As we see Fode. Oh, we got a spin behind. We'll have to see if they go yellow. As Campbell comes across the line track, and yes, they will. Not what Aaron Clemens wanted to see, so that's going to put Josh Kozik right alongside him for a green-white checker finish.
Aaron Clemens absolutely smashing the keyboard right now. He's got to be upset at that one. As we'll take a look back here on the Whiskey Cast replay. Check out what happened to Gerald Campbell, and let's put us under yellow here with 3 laps to go at Nashville.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be some contact with the number 3, and yep, it's done some spinning around. And lucky this wasn't a much bigger wreck. Some good dodging by a couple of drivers out there.
Definitely could have been a much bigger incident here. Tally has been issued to Gerald Campbell, as it looks like Michael Goodman comes in late and grabs a little piece of Gerald. Fortunately for Goodman, he's been caught up in a few of these incidents tonight, and he's going to be ready to move on to the next race and quickly forget this one.
It was Latham Joyner who got into his left rear, so we'll have to see if there is a penalty issues there. As we'll see if the lights go off this time. They will not, so we'll go at least another 2 laps. As given one more shout out to our supporting sponsors here, including Blue Egg Marketing, coming on to support the night. Also have Powerhouse Recycling and also TA Services stepping up to support the sponsorship for this one. And of course, big thanks to Racing America for coming on board to be the title sponsor for this 6-race super late model series. And again, a lot of racing coming up this weekend as we'll have 3 days of racing from the Oxford Plains Speedway on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, including the Pass and ACT tours on Sunday afternoon. So really looking forward to that one. Also the Modified Racing Series on Saturday from Wiscasset Speedway, another track up there in the state of Maine. As also playing coming up in the Midwest, we'll have the next round of the Ohio 300 Series from Killcare Speedway on Friday nights, and we'll have the Boers Compacts from Angola Motor Speedway. And Sunday we'll have the prelude to the Slinger Nationals on Sunday. And big reminder, next week after we're done here with racing, the Elite Racing League, switch over to racingamerica.tv for special coverage of the Slinger Nationals themselves from Slinger Super Speedway in Wisconsin. Going to be a week from tonight, next Tuesday, July 10th. So we're looking also to the rest of the racing this weekend. We'll have super trucks from Goodyear All-American Speedway. Southern Super Series going to New Smyrna Speedway in Florida. That'll be on Saturday nights, and also on Saturday nights. This will be both before and after the SRX race on CBS Sports. We'll have the Masters of the Pros for the JEG CRA All-Stars Tour from the Nashville Fairgrounds. But meanwhile, we got a race to run here. Clemens keeps it right up against the wall again. He doesn't want to get another lane violation. And he's nice and clean here as we go here for the restart. Josh Kosick sells into second now as Gable trying to get back up into the third position. He gets into the wall as he battles Tyler Fode. Meanwhile, up in the front, white flag is shown to Aaron Plemons. No, we might have another yellow flag. Yes, we do. Oh my goodness gracious. We're going to have to do it all over again. It looks like we had another issue in the back, Robert.
Yeah, it looks like this one will be Noah Allison once again in that 24 machine. Take a look on the Whiskey Cast replay, see what happened to him. Looks like there was a bit of an incident ahead with Vincent Isabella and the 3 machine of Latham Joyner. Fortunately, Kynan Jones gets into the back of Noah, sends Noah Allison around, and fortunately for Brandon Ultra, he gets a piece of that as well. Doesn't look like too much damage to anybody, so they'll get to continue on. Yeah, no tally as per race control on this one. We'll get to continue on. We'll do this 3 laps to go once again. Clemens, Opie Kosick, Cavill, Cody, or somebody else. Let's wait and see. But this has been one heck of an opening race for the Racing America Super Late Model Series here at Elite, Connor, and I'm excited for the rest of the season if they're all going to go like this.
Of course, just a 6-race series. As I've been trying to go through my notes here, trying to get. Can you give me a quick reminder? Actually, nope, we got it right here. We actually talked about the Southern Super Series being at New Smyrna Speedway this Saturday. Well, next Tuesday for the Elite Racing League, Racing America Super Late Models, they are going to the New Smyrna Speedway here on iRacing. So a pair of fast half miles to start things off here for the Racing America Super Late Models.
Yeah, it's quite the schedule here for the Elite Super Late Model Series here presented by Racing America. We'll go from here at Nashville to New Smyrna next week, like you mentioned. Then we'll head to the Milwaukee Mile in a few weeks, July 26th, followed by a visit to Martinsville Speedway, Five Flag Speed, and then we'll end the season at Southern National Motorsports Park. So that's quite the schedule. A lot of fun. Hopefully everyone can stick with us and find a favorite driver in the field to cheer on as the pace car is coming off with 3 to go.
Aaron Plemons, Josh Kosick, the front row. A much better restart this time for Kosick, as Plemons will keep it again right up next to the wall, but he'll get a good corner entry into turn number 1 as Tyler Fode is able to get back up into position number 3. It's a little bit squirrely behind him, but we're still clean and green here as Kosick moves up onto the back bumper of Aaron Plemons. White flag is in the air. Down into turn number 1 for the final time. Plemons a little bit high there, but going for a fast way around. Della Carlin like this, they work down the back straightaway. Things getting a little squirrely behind Plemons. One final dive from Josh Kosick, but it's going to be Aaron Plemons who will take the win here in the Nashville Nationals for the Racing America Super Late Models.
What a series opener here. Aaron Plemons really just sticking it out. Yeah, he fell back early on with that end of line penalty for lane change, but he was able to battle back, grab the lead from Josh Kosick and Tyler Fode, and he'll take victory number 1 here on the season. What a race, Connor. What a start to this series. I can't wait to talk to these guys when they come up to join the booth.
You know, it's funny. I think the restarts, in a way, kind of benefited Aaron Plemons a little bit, as he was able to cool his tires off, and that was the advantage that was able to help him out there in the end. As tell you what, Kosick, he was really giving the business on some of those restarts.
Yeah, absolutely. He did a nice job on the restarts, especially that last one where he was just able to kind of push his way through and get himself a nice restart to try to get up there and try to steal the victory away. Unfortunately, at the end, he wasn't able to do it, but what a race from Josh Kosick, Aaron Plemons, Tyler Fode. Pretty much this entire field, they all did a fantastic job here as correct all those.
Qualifying results from earlier. All-American 400, of course, that's coming up later this year. Here we go. Aaron Clemens, the driver from Uncasville, Connecticut, taking home the victory. Can you tell I'm a little tad passionate about drivers from the state of Connecticut? Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely, but rightfully so, because they definitely put on one heck of a show here. This guys all really hard. Shout out to the long haul, Kynan Jones for up there in P6. Nice job by him tonight. Great job by everyone in this field, Connor.
Yeah, just not the numbers that we were hoping for, but tell you what, it definitely made up for in the competition. It's funny. I had a chance to see some excellent racing up at the Riverside Speedway and Adventure Park, way up in New Hampshire this past weekend. The Grand State Pro Stock Series was in action. Not the biggest fields, but the racing was absolutely top notch. That had a fantastic photo finish between DJ Shaw and Joey Dwyron. Highlights, by the way, on racingamerica.tv. If you want to see that one, trust me, you're going to have a good time watching them, though. So that was a great race this past weekend. Boy, I'll tell you what, though, getting juiced up for the next rounds next Tuesday at New Smyrna Speedway. And hey, hopefully maybe we'll be able to rope in some more competitors here, as we saw an absolutely awesome race out here. And it's definitely a lot of disappointment there as we see Ryan Gavel. He fell back all the way to the 9th position on that second green-white checker restarts after he had been mixing it up in the podium. And heck, he was a possible contender for the win in this one, but in the end, it came down to both Aaron Clemens and Josh Kosick. And Clemens, though, he was able to get the W in this one. Here, of course, the street stock racer from southeastern Connecticut.
We do have a couple drivers lined up here for their post-race interviews. We'll pull up driver of the number 40 machine, Tyler Fody, to talk us through that race and let us know what happened. Tyler joins us now. Connor, take it away.
Tyler, a really good race for you, but you definitely had some moments out there, to say the least. Take me through some of those saves. You had one heck of a save in the middle portion of the race too.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shock. I don't normally run these short track, late model style cars ever, and I guess a lot of these guys do, but I don't know, a lot of new faces with short tempers, I guess. I figured I was just doing my thing, and I kept getting run over, it seemed like, but we held on. Happy to take the third.
Well, of course, you've run modifieds here in the Elite Racing League before. Of course, totally different animal here with these full body super late models, but still that same kind of short track attitude, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. The modifieds were a little different because you couldn't really, unless you were square bumper to bumper. Other than that, it was pretty clean. But yeah, I think there's 3 or 4 times I can think of just getting completely rooted up out of the way. But it's all good. We'll remember it going forward. Still happy to come away with third place.
Yep, New Smyrna is coming up next week. Before we see you there, who would you like to thank for getting you on track here in the Elite Racing League?
No one really. Just thanks for Chad for putting the series on. I like running the summer off-season series. And thanks to you guys for commentating it. I'm sure the broadcast will be fun to watch back.
It was a good time. All right, Tyler, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in a week in New Smyrna.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, that's Tyler Fody is going to bring in our next driver. Who we got, Robert?
Yeah, joining us up here in the booth is Josh Kosick, driver of the number 2 machine, tonight's second place finisher. Connor, why don't you take this one away?
Josh, a really good comeback for you tonight after you had to start in the back after some problems in the heat race. Had the lead for a time there, but Aaron Clemens, I mean, you went back and forth, although you almost got him back. What do you think the difference was in the end?
Oh yeah, we just had some unfortunate circumstances happen in the heat race, so had to start 18th on the field out of 19 cars. So is I knew it was gonna be a battle up there, so I just had to climb my way through the field. Finally, just penalties all night for guys. Everybody struggled, so can't disregard what's in black and white. So can't complain with a P2 finish to my teammate Aaron Plemons. Obviously, I wasn't gonna use him up because he's my teammate. So, but all in all, it was a really good night for Brinkley Hefner Racing and everybody involved.
Of course, you had some the caution come out late there. It looked like it almost burned you a little bit, because you were looked like you were making more headway under the green flag.
Oh yeah, I'm a really good Q guy, so I can bust off a lap when I need to. But here recently, I've just been focusing on more long run stuff. So finally got good in the long run, and then get struck by a caution right there at the end. So, but it did kind of bite me a little bit. But we were still good enough to hold off the guys.
Who would you like to thank for getting you on track tonight?
Everybody at Brinkley Hefner Racing, Playboy Fabrication, 24XL Gentlemen's Club, Spotakosh Speed Lab, JCD Rabs, B Routes Manufacturing, and Tigger's Tie Rods.
Well, a very good effort out there for you, Josh Kosick. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week at New Smyrna.
Thank you.
As that was Josh Kosick, as I believe we're going to have our winner coming up here. Aaron, do we have Aaron here, Robert?
Yeah, Aaron Plemons joining us up here in the booth. Aaron, first off, on behalf of Connor and myself, congratulations on the victory here tonight.
Thank you, thank you. It was very, very hard to get the win since I got put to the rear in lap one. But yeah.
Well, first off, as a fellow Connecticut guy, Aaron, my goodness, what an effort to get back up through the fields. But boy, you and your teammate Josh Kosick put on a show out there. It looks like it was just kind of counter move out there those last couple of laps. Looks like it was pretty nice sized racing.
Yeah. I always love racing with Josh. He's always pretty good. I got to his bumper and he let me go cleanly, and he got back to mine. It was just a great race between us two. I'm happy it was between my teammate and myself.
What was the reaction when that last yellow came out?
I just did a
But tell you what, some hard racing out there. I don't know how would you compare it to what you do in the real life, whether it's at Waterford or Thompson?
iRacing, you can kind of do what you can't do in real life. So you can just throw this car and let her eat off the corner, compared to real life where it costs money to fix these things. So yeah.
No worries, though. I think is the key word.
Yeah, no regret.
All right, Aaron. Last question. Who would you like to thank for getting you on track tonight?
All my boys at BHR Racing. You guys for putting this on. Racing America for sponsoring this series. And yeah. And GHCD Graphics for making this car look beautiful.
Well, it definitely looked some goods out there in the front. Aaron Plemons taking the win here in the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you back at New Smyrna next Tuesday.
Thank you, sir.
Well, what a great night here to lead us off here in round number 1 of the Nashville of the Racing America Super Late Model Series. As Aaron Plemons, he's going to start off with the points lead in this one as we head again to another fast half mile New Smyrna Speedway coming up next Tuesday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. Robert Hill, final thoughts.
What a race these guys put on tonight. Guys that finished last to Aaron Plemons in first. Every single driver tonight had some sort of great pass, great move, great defending. Everyone did a really good job. Everyone put on a hell of a show for us here. and I can't wait to see the rest of the season. See what other drivers may come out. You know, we could have some guys from other elite series dip in, or outside of elite as well, try to get their feet wet in the league and put on a show. But I'm excited. I think tonight was a great indication of what we have to expect for the rest of the season, and everyone should mark on their calendars every single race of this. Sure to tune in to happen.
Well, we'll wrap things up here. Gotta give a shout out to our supporting sponsors again: TA Services, Powerhouse Recycling, and Blue Egg Blue Egg Marketing for coming on here tonight. And of course, big shout out to everyone at Racing America for stepping out to sponsor the Racing America Super Late Model Series here, part of the Elite Racing League. So again, you heard it. Same bat time, same bat channel. Next weekend, or next week, I should say, Tuesday night, 7:30 here on the Elite Racing Network, as we'll be down at New Smyrna Speedway. And big shout out to Racing America for coming up to be the title sponsor. Check out all the great racing this Friday night, Saturday night, actually all day Saturday and Sunday afternoon from the Northeast, the Southeast, and the Midwest here across the US of A. So big shout out to Robert Hill for helping to produce this event and also being a co-host. And big shout out again to Chad Frankenfield and everyone here at the Elite Racing League. So that'll do it for us. Connor Sullivan, thanks for joining us. Have a good night.